training camp starts. It's like 2 weeks from yesterday. Everybody will be there. The rookies get there a week from today, and then everybody gets in pads, and we'll see them. Other than the quarterback, what are you paying attention to early in camp?
What I'm trying to see is I need to see. We talked about this defense. I want to see what the tandem of Mike Hall Jr. and Mason Graham look like. I think you this is where you can catapult your teams to a certain degree. I think that when you see both of those guys, and you've used a lot of resources in those guys. We've been looking for somebody for years on the opposite side of Myles Garrett, right? Well, now you may have something where you got two guys that can rush the passer and get upfield. Before, they didn't have those guys necessary. Shelby Harris and some of the other guys, and they weren't, Dalvin Tomlinson. They were more of a one gap guy. They were, run stoppers. These guys are a different hybrid. They're more of a, hey, let's get in a track stance and let's get upfield and get after the quarterback. So I want to see what these guys can do, these two guys inside with Myles Garrett. And also, I want to we talked about the 12 personnel. I think Harold Fanning Jr. is a guy that's really can open some things up. If they can get him out in the open, do some things, some tight end screens. He did a lot of great stuff with catching the ball after yards after contact, and it wasn't against MAC schools. I'm not just saying that because he's from my alma mater, Cam McKinley. Shout out to the Bulldogs out there, and he's a MAC guy. Shout out Bowling Green. So it's not just that he did this against primetime competition. Go back and watch Penn State game in Happy Valley. Go back and watch the game Texas A&M at College Station. He's out there getting the football, and he's just not out there, laying down. He's getting yards after catch. So I want to see what he can offer and add to the spectrum. So those are the three things I'm looking at. I'm going to look at the pass rush in the middle from the defensive tackles and two twin defensive tackles from the Big Ten, potentially collapsing that pocket with Myles Garrett. And then I want to see what Harold Fanning Jr. can bring to the table running with David Njoku. So I think there's some exciting things to watch out besides the quarterback. And there's a lot of positions, and I thought the guy did set it up perfectly early in the show. There's a lot of young guys that we can look at to see, okay, what do we got coming up for the future? So even if the Browns, to me, don't particularly look that great, I think it's going to be an interesting season we watch throughout because there are the young guys that we want to evaluate for the future in the years to come.
What I want to see is the pace of training camp get ratcheted up. I think that eliminates some of those pre-snap penalties. I want to see them to be more physical. They've gotten off to slow starts, and they've had a lot of injuries. You got to kind of, and I'm not saying you have to beat the crap out of each other, but you have to hit each other so that it's not foreign when you go into the joint practices and you go into the preseason because they've started out too slow. We can't have that this year. They need to get out of the gate, and I think training camp needs to be ratcheted up a little bit, competition-wise and intensity-wise.